What is up, y'all? Let's talk about a skill that will change your life. Saying no. And not that weak ass no with an essay attached, but a strong, clean, no need to explain, no. If you've ever caught yourself over explaining why you can't make it to brunch, or giving an entire TED talk about why you're not lending somebody money who you didn't lend money to 50, 11 times, and if they actually paid you back, you could probably buy a house, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Now, before I begin, I want to acknowledge it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope video or beat to step to. So I apologize. Believe me, I do. I apologize, honest and true, because you know I was wrong. I'm not going to sing you no song. So let's talk about why we struggle saying no. Here's the deal. Most of us were raised to be nice, which really just means be available at all times and don't make people uncomfortable. But that's a setup for early death or unhappiness and autoimmune diseases and somatic pain and epidemiological bullshit. Let's listen to what Chimamanda got to say about nice. Because I personally I am not nice. And if anybody ever say that I'm nice, them ain't my people. I am kind. Big damn difference. So let's listen to what Chimamanda got to say about nice versus kind.
Be kind, because kindness is a measure of our humanity. But do not be nice. Nice means wanting always to be liked. Nice means silencing inconvenient truths. Nice means choosing always to be comfortable. Nice means letting go of courage. Nice means talking about peace, but not about justice. Nice will not remake the world, and there is so much about our world that needs remaking.
Now I want to show you something that Yatunde Omobolanle said about kind people, my people. I love kind people, not to be mistaken for nice people. Kindness is soft, but solid. It's quiet, but it leaves an imprint. It does not seek attention, applause, or approval. Nice is often about being agreeable. Kind is about being true. It just shows up and it stays. Kind people don't overextend to be liked. They're not performative. They care deeply and act with intention, even when no one's watching. So all y'all good Samaritans with cameras as receipts in these streets, filming all the good Samaritan shit y'all do. Back to the slide. They care deeply and act with intention, even when no one is watching. They don't wear selfless or niceness as a badge and expect it to be known or rewarded for it. Give me kind over nice every single time. Every day, ending in a Y, I'm kind. Nice? No. I could actually see how someone said that I was mean sometimes. It's depending. But most of us were raised to be nice. Again, that really just means available at all times and don't make people uncomfortable. That shit is a setup. Saying yes when you really mean no is a one-way ticket to exhaustion and resentment. So today I'm handing out permission slips. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify your no. And guess what? The world is going to keep spinning on its axis, even if you say no. Now I'm going to tell you something. 99% of the time when you say no, somebody's going to be pissed. Somebody's going to be disappointed, especially the people who are used to your yes. Even if they know that your yes meant you took a hit. Even those people. Because here's what we're not doing. The no but nonsense. No but maybe next time. No, I'm not doing it next time either. The no but let me check my schedule. I'm probably going to be sitting at home chilling, but I'm still not doing it. The no but I feel bad. Because I don't feel bad. I actually feel much better that I told your ass no. No. A no with a but is an open door. You just invited them to step in and begin negotiating. And we don't negotiate our boundaries. So instead, try this. No, I can't. Full stop. But see, that requires you to be able to sit in silence. And most people, adults, take it from a trainer of trainers, take it from a facilitator. Most adults can't sit in silence. Most adults can't sit in silence. Here's how to keep your no Simple but unshakable. The direct no. No, I'm not available. The polite no. I appreciate the invite, but I'm not going to be able to. Then we got the firm no. That's not something I can commit to. Then we got the redirect. It's a little suave, a little finessing. I won't be able to, but I hope that works out for you. Or I won't be able to come, but I really hope you have an amazing time. Y'all see how easy that came off me? Because that's my go-to. I'm not going to be able to go, but I genuinely hope you have a good time. And I really do genuinely hope you be having a good time. Now, if I wanted to go, I would go. No long-winded excuses, no justifications, and definitely we not giving people room to wear us down. Because some of y'all spend too much time after the no giving people room to wear down your no, to go against your instinct. Some of y'all know you shouldn't be going. You even ask the most popular Negro question. Who all gonna be there? And then they give you the answer, and you then heard 1, 2, 3 names of motherfuckers you don't even like, and you still stand around to let somebody talk your instincts down and wear you down. Baby, at that point, that's your fault. That's a you problem. I can't even defend you. I can't even say, oh, this and that and the third, and let's ramp up your no skills. No, girl, that's your fault. You heard names of people you don't fuck with, and you still stuck around long enough for them to weigh you down. Because you already knew what was coming. Oh, girl, we ain't even got to be by them. We ain't even got to sit by them. They're going to be way over there. It's going to be Google people. So we ain't even really got to talk to them. Knowing damn good and well, you don't even want to be breathing the same damn air as that motherfucker. That's a you problem. No one can defend you on that. I'm convinced. I am convinced. Some of y'all like a challenge. Y'all say no, and then people here try harder. But for the ones of y'all that say no, I just think a lot of y'all like to be the perpetual victim. So I went back to working in pharmacy. Fun fact, I have a couple of videos on here about it. My first real job was a career. Long story short, when I've been working since I was probably 12, 13. No wonder I'm so fucking tired. But I need this to, whatever. My mama and my grandma used to get their medication from a mom and pop pharmacy in New Orleans called Castellone. And one day I was just like, I'm gonna ask Mr. Castellone if I could work here. And my mama was like, okay. I was like 15, 14, something like that. And I was like, if I need a work permit, you gonna let me get one? She was like, okay. So he happened to be out on the floor when we came to get my mama medication. And I said, Mr. Castellone, can I work here? He was like, sure. I know your people. So I started working in the pharmacy as a cashier. Mom and pop pharmacy. It had like a little grocery store in the front where you could buy like anything, a little grocery store, little mom and pop grocery store. And back then we did not have what's called automated pill counters. You had to manually count by hand. So like maybe a year later, I used to go upstairs, which was just really 2 steps up. You could still see me. And I used to count what's called fast movers. Ibuprofen 800s, amoxicillin 500s, things that are very popular prescriptions. That resulted in me fibbing when I got to college and I applied at Kaiser Permanente Southwood in Jonesboro, Georgia. They hired me because they thought I had actually legitimately been a real ass pharmacy tech. And I remember calling my mom the first day at work, completely overwhelmed in tears. And she was like, that's what you get for lying. And 2, you, my child, you can do this, get your ass back to work. Fast forward, that resulted in me having a 10+ year career as a certified pharmacy tech. I worked all through college as a certified pharmacy tech, made real money. Money was not an issue for me in college. I didn't even need work study. I worked at the CVS on Ralph David Abernathy. So for those of you who went to the AUC schools, I know all your business. Y'all lucky HIPAA is a thing. Anyway, I say all this to say, I took a break. I've worked retail pharmacy, which is CVS, Dwayne Reed, Rite Aid, Walgreens. I've worked veterinary pharmacy, and my biggest, longest stint was at Emory University Hospital inpatient hospital pharmacies. So I worked central pharmacy, OR, Cancer Institute, etc. And I took a long break, and I'm back in inpatient hospital pharmacy. I prefer hospital pharmacy over retail. Baby, I don't know how much you could pay me to go back to retail. First of all, retail does make less than hospital, but even if it made more, I don't even think you could pay me more to go back to retail. So many stories, being called a nigger hard GER on Christmas Day at the Walgreens on Chapatulas when I was in grad school, but that's minimal. I just don't enjoy retail. I just think I don't like working with the customers. I don't like people yelling, give me my sugar pill, all types of, I don't want to see customers. Give me hospital where there are sick people admitted to a hospital. And I get my steps. I'm talking 14,000, 15,000 steps easily on my shift. But long-winded story to get back to the point of people being victims. I have a coworker at my new job, newish, since February, who in my opinion is a perpetual victim. And so this goes back to like, what if people don't take your no? Like, what if people that love a challenge, or people who don't say no because it would remove their victimhood, and they carry that shit, they wear that shit like a cloak. So this person and I have we bristle, we energetically bristle. And it has resulted in a quiet but noticeable argument in Central Pharmacy that maybe 4 or 5 people saw last week. One of the things that bothers me is that this person overextends herself, but then complains that leadership doesn't recognize her. Leadership is not going to recognize you. And when I look at it through like a virtue lens, you shouldn't be overextending. That's back to the Good Samaritans with receipts. You shouldn't be overextending yourself looking for anybody to recognize you. You called about the bathroom being a mess because the bathroom is a mess and you want yourself and your colleagues to have a clean bathroom. You didn't call maintenance that the bathroom is a mess because you wanted somehow that to get back mysteriously through the ether to leadership and then recognize you. There are multiple other examples where she has said they don't give us credit around here for the extra work we do. And I will say it's because we have a difference in age, but oddly, me and her are only a year apart. And they're, pharmacy, some of the youngest technicians there are like, might just be 20, 19 maybe, but she's 44. At this point in the game, I'm trying to figure out why anybody in their 40s is still expecting institutional leadership to abundantly recognize you going over and above and beyond. Now, I don't be saying this at work because I just got there, but I am of the age where at a job like this, I'm doing the maximum minimum to still be great. And let me tell you why. Because my minimum far supersedes 99% of the population's maximum. So because that's how most of us black folk are. I'm not gonna say most, because some of y'all black people really are fucking up the game when it comes to excellence. And I'm not on that black excellence bullshit. I'm talking about just innately working well. Some of y'all is out here doing some other shit. But as for me, as for Zorandrian, my minimum supersedes a lot of people's maximum effort. And at this point in the game, I've been certified since 2000. It's rote. It's on autopilot. So, but I noticed that me and her work differently because she is really trying to be noticed by the powers that be, by other coworkers. Like she's trying to, like she was upset that she was asked to train a new technician because they didn't give her credit in the, quarterly, when you put your name on the screen with the balloons and shit. And I noticed that a lot of people really take that shit seriously. When the big wig, because our big wig is a black woman. So when she does maybe it's monthly meetings where she's projecting across all the satellite pharmacies and shit, like it's everybody's watching this or either in the room with her. Baby, if your name is not on that screen and you did something or you a new employee, I was sitting next to a new tech. We started the same day and we become cool. Her name was not on the new tech screen, the new tech slide, honey. And she literally in the moment was upset, started looking on ZipRecruiter and started quick applying to other pharmacy tech jobs. And when I tell you she dead ass probably gonna quit because her name wasn't on that new employee list. Now my name was on there, so I have to admit that perhaps I'm not pissed because my name was on there. But knowing me, I definitely wouldn't have been applying to no new jobs, girl. That job is 12 minutes from my house, okay? And I negotiated the top salary, which is also why I probably be like, y'all bugging, because I know I make more than most of y'all. But anyway, back to this idea of saying no. I think it relates to these people at pharmacy because they can just say no, or they can say no to themselves and not voluntarily go above and beyond when repeatedly leadership has shown them there's no extra nothing for going above and beyond. Although out of the mouths of institutional leadership, we have these values and all that shit. Out of their mouth, they say we value people who go above and beyond. There are people like my coworkers who are really looking for real validation. And that clearly is not happening. And so I think some people love a challenge. Both the people who, when you tell them no, they want to wear you down, or the people who say no, they either want people to beg them to do it, or I think a lot of people really they just wear the cloak of victimhood. And to not say no, or to say no, would mean they have to meet the parts of themselves who is not the victim. And motherfuckers don't want to do that. I was about to put my business on the street about my own damn mama. But people do not want to meet the parts of themselves that is not the victim. And when you begin to say it enough times and garner enough sympathy that I do all this, and I make the phone calls when there are puddles of water on the floor, or a medication then dripped all on the floor. I'm the one that called for maintenance to come clean it up, and nobody else don't do that. I'm not saying you should just let medication or water be on the floor. But what I am saying is, why are you expecting some type of recognition? And yes, there will always be groups of colleagues who never gonna call maintenance about the puddle, who never gonna call maintenance that the bathroom is dirty, who's never gonna wipe shit up themselves. There's always gonna be that person. But my question for you is, why are you expecting? I don't expect grape juice to ever come from an orange, ever. I never expect apple juice to come from a fucking coconut, ever. Apples yield apple juice. Coconuts yield coconut water. And the fact that y'all keep seeing leadership at the job perpetually not giving, maybe favorites, but perpetually not giving you extra credit for your above and beyond, and you keep being mad that they don't give you extra credit for the next time, and you keep having a next time, baby, that's just like expecting grape juice to come from a fucking orange. That's just like expecting to run up on an electric fence that is active and not get electrocuted. Y'all crazy. Y'all are bugging. I'm not crazy. I'm not supposed to say crazy. That's ableist. But y'all are bugging. But back to the topic at hand. Some people love a challenge. You say no, and they hear try harder. Now, these are probably also the same people in relationships that when they hear no, they feel they must begin auditioning for a yes. These are probably the same people, because guess what? All the ships are ships. Platonic, work, romantic, friendship, relationship. All the ships are ships. So the person that when you tell them no, you can't go to brunch, and they begin pushing back and they begin to try harder to entice you to go to brunch, that's the same motherfucker who when somebody tells them no, they don't want to go on a date with them, they begin to audition. That's the same person. But this is what you do when they try to push back on your no. You repeat yourself. Like I said, I won't be able to. And this goes for bosses, this goes for coworkers, everything else. You can also use silence. You don't owe them people a fill-in-the-blank explanation, an explanation about where you're going to be that day and why you can't come, and you making shit up. No, you're going to be at home plucking your ass hairs. Silence. You don't owe them a fill-in-the-blank explanation. Also, you can set your boundaries by saying, I've already given my answer. And let me tell you something. Those of you who are like, but teach me how to say no without offending people. Miss ma'am, Mr. Sir, Miss Sir, Mr. Ma'am. Them don't go together. I told you, 90% of the time, when you say no, you gonna piss somebody off. You gonna disappoint somebody. So you being like, well, teach me how to say no without making somebody mad. What is this fixation on teach me how to establish a boundary, but also want to hold these good graces and this keeping everybody happy? Why y'all want to keep everybody happy? That's like I asked y'all before, why y'all scared of white people? It's the same thing. Why y'all scared of pissing people off? Why y'all scared of pissing people off? Talk to me. Why y'all scared of pissing people off? I shaved my beard because I shaved my face completely because I had to mail in my passport, and they like to be like, you're an M and blah, blah, blah. I mailed my passport in early, years early. So please pray that these people renew my passport years early. And if these people still don't get it, that's a them problem. But the fixation on both establishing a no and not pissing people off, Release one. Pick a lane. It's like when you get dressed, pick a body part to accentuate. Are we accentuating the legs today? Are we accentuating the boobs today? Are we accentuating the décolletage of the shoulders today? But some of y'all go outside and all of the body parts are accentuated and it removes the appeal because I can see everything. Now, let me tell you who could do this real good. She accentuates one of my favorite body parts. Nia Long. Nia Long knows how to cover up, but had them thighs and them legs out with some heels. That's how y'all need to approach this. That's a them problem. Pick one. Are we open to pissing people off, or are we just going to say yes to everyone? Pick one. Because guess what? There are some people, much like in retail, that person who comes up to the counter and they see all these other motherfuckers waiting for their prescription, but they know how to be loud and whooping and hollering. Give me my sugar pill. Give me my pressure pill. You know what? They're trained on that. They know that that works. Because let me tell you the effectiveness. Us technicians in the back are like, give this motherfucker their pills so they can get the hell up out of here. Same thing with people in your life who know how to immediately guilt you. They are trained and have very long-term relationships with guilt on how to be implementing guilt. They know how to do that. And if you meet a motherfucker by the time they're 40-something years old and they still up with these tactics and the guilt-riddens and all of that, and they hooping and hollering in the stores to get their pills, you know why they're doing that? Because it's effective. The shit works. The person who comes into the retail pharmacy yelling about their pressure pills, they get expedited. Why? Because we want them the hell up out of here. They do that at the pharmacy. They do that at the barbershop. They do that at the grocery store. That is a tactic that works. If it didn't work, they would not be an old motherfucker still doing it. If guilt was not effective, people wouldn't still be making people feel guilty. Guilt works. It's also a fucking scam. Guilt is a scam. The only people who get mad when you set a boundary, y'all know what I'm gonna say, are the ones who benefited from you not having any. Let that sink in. I'll repeat it for you. The only people who get mad when you set a boundary are the people who benefited from you not having any. Are the people who benefited from you not having boundaries. People who don't get mad when you set boundaries, A, respect you. And we can have a whole nother conversation about respect versus love. People who do not get mad when you establish boundaries probably also have boundaries. People who don't get mad when you establish boundaries probably also are not people who are trying to make you show love for them by how much you break your boundaries for them. There are people in the world who measure how much you love them by how many boundaries you break for them. And baby, fuck them people. Fuck them people. If you measure how much Zarandrian loves you by how willing I am to break my boundaries for you, you can go straight to hell with gasoline draws on. You don't owe nobody overexertion. Is there people paying your bills? The answer is no for me, because only one person pays my bills in my life, me. Are those people paying your bills? Run it real slow. Is your peace not worth more than their disappointment? Even if it ain't temporary, girl, you could be disappointed till the day you close your eyes. You could be disappointed till the day you meet your maker. I don't give a fuck. Because my peace is worth more than your disappointment. Especially because why the fuck is you disappointed in my boundary? Let's recap. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain, justify, or soften it. Guilt is not your problem. That's a them problem. Your main concern is to stand firm in your no and watch how your life transforms. Baby, let me tell you how free you get when you get good at a no. Let me tell you how free you get when your life starts to benefit from repeated no's. Not no's out of spite. Because I want to pause on that. Because some of y'all, beyond being not shit, some of y'all ain't shit is what I'm trying to say. Some of y'all say no out of spite. And that's not what this conversation is about. Some of y'all say no because somebody else has implemented a boundary. And then they might come to you and ask you for something and you say no out of spite because of what they told you their boundary was last time. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's not the no I'm talking about. A lot of y'all are real good at them spiteful no's, where I said no because you told me no. Miss Ma'am, Mr. Sir, Mr. Ma'am, Miss Sir, I know that if you do that, a couple of things in your life are probably true. You're not getting fucked good, if at all. Your children probably hate you. You don't have a good relationship with Jesus, although you probably have on your social media profile God first. You aren't genuinely happy. You probably haven't had an orgasm in ever, if at all, and in years. Because there's no way that somebody who is genuinely full of joy and happiness is sitting around thinking, let me say no out of spite. That's wild. That's not the type of no I'm talking about. But back to the people that's listening that want to actually improve their ability to say no. No is a full sentence. You don't have to explain it, and guilt is not your problem. Let them unhappy some of my bitches sit and stew in their own guilt. The more we make guilt less effective, the less power that guilt has. So if you have ever been bullied into a yes, because y'all adults, bullying does not stop at puberty, at teenage years. Just like they got adult mean girls and mean boys, some of y'all is adult bullies. And if you've ever been bullied into a yes, when you really wanted to say hell no, drop it in the comments. Drop a set of eyes in the comments. And if you're ready to start saying no with your whole chest, hit the like button. Subscribe. Also turn on post notifications. And until next time, tell them hoes no. Protect your energy. As always, I'm the ignorant intellectual, the bridge between the hood and the ivory tower. You ain't gotta agree with me, but at least know why you think what you think. But for this episode, even if you disagree, I'm still correct. Peace.